being the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda, who is our Indian youth icon. We would like to wish everybody a very happy International Youth Day. His quotes are relevant even today and still applicable for all people. Some of his famous quotes I would like to quote today are: Arise awake, stop not till the goal is reached. Take up an idea, devote yourself, struggle in patience, and the sun will rise. In a day when you do not come across any problems, you can be sure you're traveling in the wrong path. Dare to be free, dare to go as far as your thought leads, and dare to carry that out in your life. If anything turns you weak, physically, intellectually, and spiritually, reject it like it's poison. We request our chief guest and our beloved vice principal to light up the lamp. गणनायकाय गणदैवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणवन्दिताय गणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय बालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय बालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि गानचतुराय गानप्राणाय गानान्तरात्मने गानोत्सुकाय गानमत्ताय गानोत्सुकमनसे.
See, myself, Puvendran. Okay, so I used to be a mentor for IAS aspirants and I used to teach the subjects as well. Okay, so I went for the examination, I gave interview also for IAS. So here, on behalf of Dr. Rajkumar Academy for Civil Services, I'm being a mentor of the CMRITians for the UPSC batch. Okay, so my duty here is that representing my academy as well as I'll be the mentor for the candidates who are come from here, aspiring candidates for the IAS examination. Okay, so our academy started in the year of 2017 that we are providing coaching for IAS as well as KAS. So we do have different kind of activities that it is completely service oriented basis, and also this course it is exclusively for the people who are interested. It is not for everybody, so that we didn't call everybody as a compulsory event. We circulated one form. We need only the interested candidates, so that it will be feasible for you as well as us. Simply calling everybody and conducting one meeting and seminar, it doesn't make sense. Okay, so you guys shown interest about the complete examination and about the features of our academy. Everything will be presented by Sasikant Sir. So you guys can have any question, you can ask directly to Sir, and he's very friendly, he's open. So use this wisely. That is my intention. You're getting my point? Okay, you are interacting with the officer and who used to be deputy commissioner and other departmental work. Last 10 years he worked with multiple departments as well. Okay, so when you have the resource person, use it wisely. Okay, before starting this session itself, I'm telling you. So interact more, have sensible question, and also get the complete details about the examination and the strategies. What is the reason behind you guys supposed to prepare your examination in your college itself? Everything he will tell. But since I want you guys to maintain silence, and also I want you to be maintain that decorum in terms of asking the question. More number of questions you guys can ask so that it will be interactive session. Clear?
We have Mr. Deepak, who is a passed out student of a CMRIT college, who is preparing for UPSC exam in Rajkumar Academy. So I request Mr. Deepak to talk a few words.
Hello all. So this is Deepak. I'm your senior, CMRIT, EC department. So I've been taking coaching from Dr. Rajkumar Academy as I was interested towards the civil service examinations, and I was the one from the scholarship. I passed out from the scholarship test, and I wrote the test in the college itself. They just conducted a test one day. It was a normal question paper, as the same as it is in the UPSC pattern. UPSC exam pattern ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅದೇ ತರ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲೇ. ನೀವು ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರಿ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. 50ಗಿಂತ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಜನ ಇದ್ರು. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಫಸ್ಟ್ 5 ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಬಂದವರಿಗೆ ಫುಲ್ ಫೀ ವೇ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ 50% ವೇ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಇತ್ತು, ನೀವು ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಿ. ಬಟ್ ಈಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳೋದು ಬೇಕೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಟಾಪ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್. ಕೋಚಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು 2 months ಆಯ್ತು ಕೋಚಿಂಗ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಗೈಡ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮೆಂಟರ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ರು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟಿಗೆ. CMR ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ವೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಘವೇಂದ್ರ ರಾಜ್ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರು ಸರ್ ಕೂಡ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತಾಡಿಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಅಂಡ್ ರೂಪಾಲಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಡ್, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಹೆಡ್, ಅವರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಗೈಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ದಿಲ್ ಡು, ವಿತ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಕೋಚಿಂಗ್ ಇಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಈಗ ಇನ್ನ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಂಗ್ ದ ಗ್ರಾಜುಯೇಷನ್. ಈಗಲಿಂದಾನೇ ಕೋಚಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ 1 ವರ್ಷ 1 year or 2 year ನೀವು ಸ್ಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ನೌ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಬೆಟರ್ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ನೌ ಸ್ಲೋಲಿ, ನಾಟ್ ಎದ್ದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಒಂದೇ ಸರಿ ಬೆಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಆಸೆ ಕೊಡೋದಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದೊಂದೇ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಎತ್ಕೊಂತ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಈಸಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈಗಲೇ ಕೋಚಿಂಗ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಬೆಟರ್ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
So, good afternoon, one and all, and warm welcome to one and all. My dear fellow students, today is an important day because one of our great youth leader, a youth person, a youth emperor called Vivekananda's birthday. So, on this important day, we are here to gather to share knowledge or to improve our knowledge regarding UPSC coaching. So here on the dais we have the dignitaries. Mr. Senthil Sir is an ex-IAS officer and he has scored 9th rank in All India rank in 2009. He has worked more than 12 years as a district collector in Ballari. Now we welcome Mr. Puvendan Sir, is a UPSC mentor for our college. He is from Dr. Rajkumar Academy. Now I heartily welcome our beloved Vice Principal, Dr. B.N. Narasimhan Sir. All the students are here present in the dais are highly dignified and highly caliber in their own fields. We are the students are very proud and very eager to some of the words of encouragement and motivational and guidance. When it comes to the organizings, they are active members of our UPSC student club and competitor cell. They have put a great efforts in organizing this event. The main objective of this event is providing the training of aspiring students who are interested to write the UPSC exam and other competitive exams. Dr. Rajkumar Academy has shown privilege to us to provide us UPSC coaching towards us, and here not only UPSC coaching, other bank services coaching also. Since because Dr. Rajkumar is here because of our student mentor Harshit Reddy is our student mentor, is a final year MBA student. Because Rajkumar Academy is tied up with us, all because of Harshit Reddy. Thank you, Harshit Reddy. And now we welcome our beloved Vice Principal Sir to give a few motivational and encouraging speech towards students.
Good afternoon to all of you. So definitely I cannot motivate you people because I'm not a motivator. I cannot speak like that. Just how it started, just I want to mention to all of you. Professor Sachin and Mohan, they met me maybe 4 or 5 months back. And they were telling there are so many students are interested to go for UPSC exams. During that time we discussed and then we connected through this Dr. Rajkumar Academy, and then finally we had an MOU with them, and all of us here today to inaugurate, or we can say this is the orientation program for this UPSC coaching. Hope all of us know the UPSC coaching becomes very important at this young generation, and that is the field where we are definitely, I can say, lack of people now. So we need some people to put an effort and do it. And I feel it is definitely possible by all of you. It's not that it's not possible, it is possible by all of you. I think we can see Senthil Sir there sitting, is a role model for all of us. Please take right words and be prepared in a right direction and see that you will definitely reach your goal. With this, again, I welcome Sir here for this great function. Thank you very much for taking time and coming here, Sir. And mostly it will go for some time. I hope all of you had your lunch. If there is no lunch also, please use this great opportunity, because definitely it's not so easy to get a person like this to this AV hall. It's a very difficult thing, and we're all fortunate to have this great personality with us. So all of you, hope you take words from him and you'll get motivated. And in this crowd, at least I can expect at least 50 to 60% of people should get to this UPSC coaching.
Thank you, Vice Principal Sir, for your grateful speech. And now I welcome Pravalika to give a brief introduction about our chief guest and eminent speaker for UPSC coaching.
With regard to our chief guest, Sir Sasikant Senthi Sir, he is a former civil service officer and he also worked in various government departments. He has a Bachelor of Engineering in Bharati Dasan University. He has cleared the UPSC examination in the year 2009. Okay, and he has secured All India rank 9. He has served the government of Karnataka till the year 2019. During this time, he has served as a district collector for 3 districts in Karnataka. His postings include Assistant Commissioner of Bellary, Deputy Commissioner of Chitradurga and Raichur District, Director of Department of Mines and Geology, Deputy Commissioner of Dakshina Kannada District. Since 2019, he has been working with various voluntary organizations in the country on several issues. He also coaches and mentors UPSC aspirants through his active learning program. He also delivers speeches on ethics, aptitude, integrity, and critical thinking. And behavioral studies has always been his passion. We are pleasure to have you, sir, to have such an eminent person to present the importance of UPSC civil service examination among the interested aspirants who are eager to aspiring the civil service examination. Welcome, you, sir.
It's always a great thing to be back with students, because your memory goes back and you are sitting on that side wondering what is this. I'm in final year and now what? Next year I'll go and do what? Will I get a job or will I should I do something? So somebody said very eminent speaker and all. I'm nothing like that. I can be a good story, precisely because of the reason. I'll tell you why. But how many of you are backbenchers here? Always on the back bench? If you are pulled to the front bench, you go back to the back bench? Yeah. You are in my league. So we are all in one family. So I was like, my story is very, very similar to your story. Never did anything in academics. Yeah. Average. Not very below average, but somehow, go pass, get into the next. In the young ages, the report card is very bad. Then you try and take the report card and do some, manipulation. Anybody did it? Yeah. Okay. So that was my academic life. Okay. So always enjoyed the backbench though. Whatever is not studies, sports, or whatever curriculum, whatever extracurricular activity was always there. But then came college, and college was fun. I did it in one very nice college called NIT, Regional Engineering College. When we studied, it was Regional Engineering College. Regional Engineering College is like a mini bar. Every state has 2 seats. In electronics and communication, where I studied, Karnataka will have 2 seats. Tamil Nadu will have 2 seats. Jammu and Kashmir will have 2 seats. Like a mini bar. So college was absolute fun. To just give a sample of how bad my studies was, what do you call it arrears here, or what do you call it, compartment, or what do you call it? Backlog. Who has the highest backlog here? Huh? You're all in which year? Oh, you're all first year. And you in second year also. Anybody in final and third year? Yeah. So, what is the highest number of backlogs that you know of a person in this college? Yeah? 14. He is nowhere close to me. Nowhere close to me. Okay. That was my status in the third year. Of course, final year campus interview will be there. We'll have to pass this exam. And so somehow went to some professors and spoke something nice to them and somehow cleared. And after coming out comes the question, what now? Because this is the first time life starts looking at you. And your parents have also started looking at you in a different way. So far they were all about, don't take this risk, don't take that risk. Now they are like, what is the risk that you're going to take? What are you going to do in life? What do I do with this? I was good at software, but then I thought, okay, I should do something. And then, like one day, I was sitting and working in my computer. Then my project manager came to me and told me, Sashi, you're going to Japan. There's a project called Nippon Electric Corporation, you're going there. I said, I was very happy because first time somebody's sending me abroad. And then I asked them what is the time period? They said 3 years. Initially I was happy, but then I was thinking, 3 years if I go to Japan, what is going to happen to me? We used to work in Unix boxes at that time, Unix. So I thought, probably I'll become Unix expert. But then in Japan, what am I going to do? Then I realized, this is not something which I want to do in life. Sit with a box and learn Unix. I wanted some more experiences in life. So that's when I thought, what I should do. Then my spouse, who was my friend at that time, she said, okay, leave your job, let's see what happens. So I left my job. One day, just like that. And then came out and she said, why don't you try? What do you want to do? I was really thinking, what am I good at? What do I really want to do? I didn't have an answer. That is after college. After getting my first job. That is the first time in life I'm thinking, what am I? What am I good at? What gives me that happiness? And then I thought maybe people will give me this happiness. Then my spouse told, then you try something very social. It is very easy to get also. The easiest thing which we used to get at that time was becoming a lecturer in an engineering college. There was a college called, I won't name the college, but because of whatever reason they took me as a lecturer. And I started teaching digital signal processing, DSP, in which I had to sit for 4 exams in my career. But then I started teaching. But then I started also staying in that hostel with the students. And that's when I understood I'm good at that. Good at that means not a good teacher, but I really enjoyed that process of being with students and trying to help them. Then I realized, okay, machines may not be my thing. My thing is people. Then I need to experiment in a different level. Then I joined an NGO to see whether I can really go and work with people. It was called Praxis. I worked there for around a year or something. And that's when I realized, this is what I'm good at. This is what gives me happiness. And with this, I can survive. After a year, somebody came and told me, Sashi, you've been working in NGOs. You know what is the biggest NGO? Government. Why don't you work with government? That's the first time somebody says, work with the government. This is 2 years after I came out of college, worked in software, then been a lecturer for a year. That's the first time I'm thinking, okay, let's work with the government. And then when I started working in the NGO, I realized what government work is. You know, I always thought it was this boring clerical tapa kind of work. Then when I started going in the field and seeing how government mattered to this country, then I realized, wow, this is really something which I want to do. Because the India that we see today, what we see, is only probably 10 to 15%. The rest, 85, is outside our purview. We won't even imagine how it is. And for that India, government is the only source of support, source of whatnot. Now, if you think parents are your biggest support, for that India, government is the biggest support. And without the government, that India will not probably survive for a long time. It's very difficult. But somehow for the last 75 years, we have been managing to keep it afloat. So I thought I should be a process of that. That was when I really thought about this. Okay? But then I have a very bad academic record. I'm not good at studying. I can't, remember things for a long time. All these drawbacks were there. And this challenge in front of me, and a job which I liked, something where I want to go. Big gap. I had to bridge this gap. And then maybe work for some 2-3 years on this. I'll tell you how. But then finally, made it. Okay. In 2009, when I made it through. Before that, I had 3 failures. The same exam. By this time in my house, my mother started breaking vessels and all to indicate time of loss. So I had to leave my house and stay with a friend. The friend was also very similar to me. He was a doctor, I was an engineer. And we both were slightly sailing on the same boat. That exam was very crucial for us because if we don't clear this year, that's going to be really bad. So very good thing in UPSC is, even if you get into preparing for UPSC, there will be great societal respect. You don't have to tell that you have cleared UPSC. You can just say I am preparing for UPSC. Still, people will respect you. I had a lot of friends in software and all. In marriage and all, we used to meet. So their father used to say, "My son is now, working with this emphasis, and he just brought a plan." My father said, "Oh, is it? My son is preparing for IAS." Immediately, the other one like, your son is there. I'm just preparing. So I passed life like this for 3 years by saying UPSC preparation. Very sweet thing in this society, doing nothing, then you see people. So that was the last year that it doesn't get clear. Then I'm gone, So those days results used to come in the internet, and I'm sure you guys might not have experienced. We used to have this 46 kbps modem. There was a modem. We had to dial the modem, and then the internet will connect. Okay. And it is just 50 Mbps or something, kbps or something. Very low, very slow. So UPSC used to release result in the internet. So my friend and me, his name was Kumar. Okay. Both of us, we both were actually checking our results. Our only aim was, if our name comes somewhere in the list, that is, we are happy with that. Because at least there will be a face saving to the parents. And Vijay Kumar was searching from some area, I was searching from another place. So obviously, both of us will start searching from the last page. Because if it comes, it must be somewhere. It's easier to come from that side now. So Vijay Kumar was doing that, I was doing this. And then first 3-4 pages, no. Then we realized, boss, this is not going to happen because every page is taking so much of time. And then I almost left it. Then suddenly Vijay Kumar calls me and says, before Vijay Kumar calls, in some page, I say his name, in the middle. Then I was like completely shattered. It's okay if I don't clear. But that guy clears. What will happen to me? So I immediately called Rajkumar. I didn't have words. I had so much of sorrow that he passed. My name was not there. And then I congratulated him and he was like, no, yeah, I'm very sorry your name is. I said, okay, but let's see later. Don't rub salt now. And then after 15-20 minutes, he calls me back. And he starts shouting. He says, you know what? You have cleared the rank. I said, come on. Now, this is not the time to joke. It's okay that you are clear. Doesn't mean that you have to joke about me. Okay? But he said, no, you see. And I saw the result. The first page, my name was there. Okay? 9. Serial number 9. Good clap. This is not clapping. Serial number 9, my name is there. I thought this must be serial number. This is not rank. Alphabetic order or whatever. Then I thought, okay, there can be a bug also, software bug also. So I thought it's absolutely a bug. It's got to clean. I told Rajkumar, see, just next 1 hour they will change it. It's not possible. Then 1 hour went. Then phones started coming because I was first rank in the state. So everybody started calling, all Tamil media running around. I was like totally skeptical. What? Oh, all this what tomorrow if they change the result? Then my face. Then I slowly called my father and very lot of doubt I am telling him. Dad, I cleared. He was traveling somewhere. He said stop the vehicle. What did you say? I cleared. His first reaction was, did you check properly? And I said, yes, I've checked properly. You know what he told me? This is like one of the biggest insults I had in my life. Go check again. And then when I said, they say I have got 9th rank. Then he said, he didn't say anything actually. He just. And then next day happened. Even then I didn't believe it happened. It took me a week to realize, yes, I had the 9th rank. Now why I am saying all this is very simple. You have to understand UPSC exam. Okay? Now it's very easy for people to tell that you have to study 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours to clear this exam. But the real fact of the matter is, anybody who says this is how UPSC exam will be cleared is actually telling their experience. If I tell my experience, it's completely different. But there is a base. I think it's very important to understand this exam selects people to become somebody, a very important position. Like for example, if today you get selected, there is a possibility that after 4 years, some of you might write the exam and get selected. In a matter of 2 years, you will be posted as the assistant commissioner, which means you are a sub-collector, which means half of the district will look at you for everything. Okay? A district might have 22 to 24 lakh population. And they, out of that 12 lakh population will look at you for everything. For everything. If you have a brother and sister, you will know how difficult it is to, kind of manage them. How difficult it is to be good to them, understand them. Imagine the idea of understanding 12 lakh people. And for that 12 lakh people, you are everything. They will come to you for everything. So, what qualities that you should have to sit in that position? Now, this exam selects such people, right? So, this exam doesn't select somebody who is brilliant or somebody who is knowledgeable, but this exam actually selects people who can sit. Basically, this exam is finding a match for the role and for your character. Now, I am introducing this word, character. This is a word which you should remember in life. No matter what you think, no matter how brilliant you are, no matter how good you are in mathematics or science, in life will matter very less. Today, artificial intelligence has come. Now people are telling, don't even think, we will think for you. Anybody computer science students? No? Yeah? Okay. So I think your age will be full of AI. You know? If you want to write an essay, you just have to tell that what? Okay, write an essay on this. It will give you an original essay. That's the situation. But there is something called character, which is very, very important. And for UPSC also, the exam finds a match between a character and the profession. Okay. Now, what is that character? Now, people will tell hard work, brilliance, dedication, all that. But I am not going to tell you because a lot of other people will tell you. I will tell only two characters that you require. One is the ability to show interest in everything. Because I said 12 lakh people, which means so many kind of people, so many interests, so many, to cater to that, you should be interested in everything. Okay? Today I am sure first year students, you may not be having great idea. For example, history. I hated history. How many of you hate history? Yeah. How many of you hate geography? Yeah. Same thing. I thought science was everything. I thought, why these people are studying history and geography? Useless kids. That was my attitude, But then, civil service has changed that perspective. But you can't afford to be. You have to have interest in everything. Okay? You should have the ability to show interest in it. That is the first character. The second character which is required is the ability to empathize. What is empathy? Empathy is understanding how somebody else feels. I know you're sitting without lunch here. If I don't understand how it feels, then I will be going on my own lecture. Right? So the idea of empathizing, somebody sitting in front of you, how they feel. You may feel happy, bad, good, everything. But you should understand. If you have these two characters, you are already a civil servant. 50% you are already there. The rest 50% is you have to prove you are that. That's all. Okay? So you have to see this exam from your character, from what you are good at, from what gives you happiness. Okay? Making somebody or solving a problem for somebody or standing with somebody or being helpful to somebody, if it satisfies you, if you think it's a thing that I would want to do in life, there's no better job in this country than this, to be very frank. I have served for 12 years and every day is a blessing. Every day is a blessing in this case. Every day is a new story. Every day is a wonderful experience. Even today, farmers from Raichur, when they do their chili harvesting, they will search me wherever I am, in whichever part of the world I am. They will bring one bag of chili to my house. Not because of anything, just that love and affection. The other day I was in Raichur and I had to take a bus back to Bangalore. That bus was a sleeper bus. News spread that I came to the district. So I was avoiding, moving around. But people knew from somewhere that he's going to board this bus at this time. Around 60 of them gathered around that bus. And 20 were searching in the bus. And there was a guy who was lying next to me. He got really pissed off. What is happening? Why are these guys coming and roaming? Then finally, he realized that they all came with me. He started asking me, sir, what is this? Sujana. But that is the love and affection they still have after 6 years of serving in that place. This kind of love, affection, to get it is a blessing in life. To be very frank. Okay? And if you are a person who wants that, if you are a person who aims for that, trust me, if you have done bad in academics and backbencher, it doesn't matter. But you as a character, if you can empathize with things, if you can show interest in some things, you are already there. And in today's world, the world needs youngsters like that. And in India, we have a great opportunity of the civil service because it provides you everything. Now, what do you do? What do you want from a job? You want three things majorly. One is a job that you like doing. Two is a job that gives you a little bit of money. Without money, you cannot survive. You need some wealth also. Okay? Three is a job which will give you some social status. Not status, but also some attachment to the society. You see many software engineers, they would have got into a job which they like. They would have gotten a job which paid them well. But after 35, 40, they will feel something empty. You know why that emptiness comes? It's called the midlife crisis. Then everybody wants to come to help, join NGO or do some help or some activity. Because at the end of the day, societal link is also important for us. If our work doesn't matter to the society directly, then you will not find value within yourself. Okay? Look at a job which gives all the three. In fact, the Japanese call this ikigai. There's a book called Ikigai, you should read it. So when you select a profession, try to do all the three. And no better job than UPSC, civil service, which provides all the three. I'm going to leave it to you for a lot of questions because I don't want to give a lecture. But this job provides you everything. Okay? This job provides you social status, this job provides you variety, this job provides you respect, this job provides you money, this job provides you, stories to tell your for ages together. Every day is a story. If I start telling the stories that I have undergone, we can actually sit for 1 month. It will be so interesting. And life will be absolutely a bliss. But there should be a match between your wish and the job's profile. Okay? If there is no match, it's like, I don't like seeing people. Please don't come to UPSC. If you are like, I don't want to do anything good. I'm okay with, money, my family. UPSC may not be the right thing for you. You should probably do something else. But if this is what you wanted, to bloom as an individual, to help people, and to be, very, like for example, let's say if you go into a company, you will be given a branch to work, right? In UPSC, you will create a company. You will decide the organization. You will decide how it is. You will have all these things. And, the variety of jobs which are there. One day you can be a district collector. Next day you can be an MD of a company. Third day you can sit in the UN and, talk for India. That's also possible. Okay? Let's say somebody is very interested in health. Okay? And then you want to become a doctor. But as a civil servant, you are responsible for the health of the district. When COVID happened, the entire job was done by these government officers, who made your hospitals ready, who sent your ambulances, who made, all these structures risking their lives. It's all the government service. And what a blessing to do that work, to save people. So, it's one of the most interesting, one of the most versatile of all careers which are available in India. Okay? So, I'm not going to bore you with details of anything, but I will open up, for questions so that I can answer your questions, and from the questions I can tell you more about the service. Okay. Right. Let's start. We just have another 15 to 20 minutes. Okay. Who's going to be the first? Yeah.
Slightly jumping into the question. I already gave an attempt.
Yeah.
And I couldn't hear you.
Yeah.
So I want to know about answer writing.
Yeah. Okay. See, this whole idea about answer writing has become the very in thing. Let me give you an example. You want to, play a piano in the concert, right? You want to do all this virtuoso, okay? But If you don't have music inside you, how will it come? So this whole idea of answer writing comes after you get the stuff inside. Okay? There is a problem in people's preparation. People start preparing for the exam. If you start preparing for the exam, what will happen is you will lose the emotion in studies. And UPSC is all about emotions, all about empathizing. For example, if we are talking about malnourishment, we can just write down what is in malnourishment, read it and mug it up. But this is one way of learning, reading. That is what we are used to. The other way of learning is to really understand what is malnourishment. Really go and check out what things are. Because today YouTube is there, you go and you will see everything is there as video. And if you start feeling for malnourished children, then your answer will pour from it. You understand? So don't focus on writing. Focus on learning it with emotions. And when it is with emotions, that will come out. Okay? But the problem is, right from a child, we are taught to learn in a different way. We are taught to just get marks. That will not work in UPSC. And many of us get caught there. And people like me go forward because we have never focused on marks. Okay? So marks is not the things that you should focus, but rather try to get emotionally involved in every subject. I hope it worked out. Okay, this is a very tough one. One of the best experiences, the very tough one. Okay, I'll tell you some of a very small story about what happened during a big flood in Sasikant. Okay, when I came as the deputy commissioner there, 3 days of my posting, there was a big rain in Sasikant. Sasikant, how many anybody from Bangalore? Yeah, it was a big rain in the city. Okay, within 4 hours, the city got completely filled. We had to rescue small children from schools. So it was just 1 week when I came inside. So we have something called disaster management system. So when I asked for the system and when I asked for the boats which are available, I came to know there is only one boat available in the entire Dakshin Kannada district. Rubber boat. The rest are all big boats, fishermen's boats which cannot be transported. Then I thought, this is like blunder. Just next to the sea. And with this kind of floods and rivers, Netravati river and everything, how can you afford to be like that? Then I asked my people, why you have not got enough rescue boats? They said, Illa sir, the government is. Then I sought for the fight. They have been continuously writing, but the government has not been responding. Okay. So I said, sir, this is very difficult here. Then I, as I have always done in my service, typically did something. Now, whenever I go to a corner, I will break a rule. It's advised always to stick with rules, but I have this habit of breaking rules. So I went and took a fund from some other department and without authorization, bought boats. I bought 8 boats without authorization. This will be a problem in any situation. If anything comes on me, I am gone. But then I thought, then why should I be a collector here if I can't, provide boats for my people? So I bought it. And a lot of my friends told me, this is going to be a problem. And right after a month, we had another floods. Huge floods. This time, half of Madikeri came down. The whole Madikeri became a slushy mud and came down the Netravati river. And my neighboring district of Udupi and neighboring district of Kasaragod, both got blocked. Those deputy commissioners also were suffering. And I was the only guy sitting on 8 boats. And I sent 2 to Madikeri, 2 to Udupi, 2 to Kasaragod. And with the boats available with me, we ran an operation the entire night. And I could do that operation precisely because I had planned it. I had sat and planned every point where flood will come. And I had put an officer there up front to evacuate people. And these 2 days we worked, we would have rescued around 3,000 odd people Otherwise, we would have lost at least 10 to 15 on that class. So, when you work on something and when you always think 1 month ahead of what is going to happen. And if it clicks and if your work really matters, then it gives a huge kick, to be very frank. I'm not talking about service, all that. I'm just talking about satisfaction. There are 100 stories like that, 101 stories. Every day is a story, which I don't think any other job will offer. Any software job will offer. Not possible. That is one which I quickly remember. Yeah.
How does one start for this preparation? Someone with zero knowledge.
Yeah.
How do they start for this?
It's a very good question. Start by observing the job. Start by observing what IAS officers, IPS officers, or IRS officers do. Okay. Start by understanding how things work, not by just taking newspaper and reading it, or sitting with NCRT books and just mugging up everything. No. Start by understanding world. Start by how people are working with the poor, and so there you develop an emotion on various things. Once that starts, then you will find a way to prepare. Like newspaper is a very good window to the world. What is newspaper? Newspaper brings the world to you. Your world might be very simple, coming to the college, having fun and going back. But that's not happening, in Chhattisgarh. That's not happening in the tribals of so and so. That's not happening in Syria. That's not happening in Ukraine. In Ukraine, kids like you by this time must be in underground bunkers, avoiding bombs. So, how do you bring the world to you to see what is happening? And trust me, what can happen to the world can happen to you also tomorrow. So, getting ready for that and trying to use your knowledge and personality to help people, in such situations, it will open up your window to the preparation. And the rest is all normal things. It's not. But my sincere advice is start exposing yourself to this. Okay? You find an opportunity to get out of your system. Like suppose there's a lecture somebody is giving, or a public speech somewhere which is happening, or an event which is happening. Please make yourself there. Don't go into this routine kind of business, because routineness is not the world of the future. The future world is all innovation and your way of lateral thinking and everything. But let me tell you, whether you pass this exam or not, preparation for this exam will make you a better person. Whether you pass it or not is a different question. But just preparing for this exam will make you a better person, equipped for anything in life. Any job, any profession, you will have great advantage. And if at all I have invested anything in my life on myself, it is preparation for UPSC. Because that is where I got formed. My life philosophy got formed there. Before that, I was just on the wind. So it's a great investment if you can do it on yourself, not just for the career, but for yourself, your personality, your development. Yeah.
Language will be a direct or clear.
Yeah. Absolutely not. Don't even worry about it. You just need to communicate. Language is a problem when you are not able to have concepts inside you. If you have concepts inside you, it will find its language. Don't worry about language at all, because UPSC, the best civil servants that I have seen in my life are all people from vernacular language. They are not just English speaking, high-end people. They are all people who have come from the society from a very low end. Kannada medium educated, Tamil medium educated. And UPSC kind of, normalizes that issue. It will help you prepare. It will give you translators to speak to the interview board. It will give you questions in your own language. But you should have the concepts there. Because UPSC is all about depth. How much do you understand about things? How much you are balanced in seeing things? It's about depth. And if you're able to express what you know, language does not matter. Please take that idea UPSC requires language, knowledge, intelligence, smartness, memory, nothing. In fact, it does not want all those things. What it wants is empathetic person. A person who can be empathetic to people. That's what UPSC. If you are that, you are already there. Trust me. Don't focus on the exam, focus on the profession. Automatically you will be there. But if you are not a maths, don't go there. That's also my advice. Yeah.
Sir, you said that how many of you people are hating history and geography? How to make them, these people are from engineering background, they may think in a technical way. How to make them to create an interest in these kind of subjects?
Actually, that's a myth. How many of you, don't watch movies here? Everybody watches movies. Netflix, so you start one day, 2 days over, no? History is also like that only. It was not taught in a very interesting way, that's all. Okay. But now don't go to learn in a very tough way also. Start watching movies on history. If you want to know about the independence movement, there's a good movie called Gandhi. Watch it. Don't think it's a bad movie. I will not recommend bad movies. Still, it is a good movie. Richard Attenborough's movie, not the old Gandhi. And you watch documentaries. You watch, something which is interesting to you. You learn history like that. Don't see history as this book which comes and you have to remember all the dates and other things. No, history is not about dates. So, it's not only about history, it's about many subjects that you don't know. I came to know about a subject called psychology when I prepared for UPSC. And that subject has stuck with me. Without UPSC, I would not have known that subject. It's such a wonderful subject. Actually, it's more relevant to us than anything else. Okay? When you move with humans, you understand how they behave, why they don't behave, why they behave like this. All that comes from psychology. So, it's just that, sir, they have to be interested in the job. And once they are interested in the job and start seeing the job, other things will open up. So, don't force yourself on the exam. Try to build a character around it. Automatically, this exam will get clear. So, the best way to do is you do a lot of debates. You do a lot of discussions. You discuss within yourself about certain issues. Okay? Preservation policy. How many of you think it is right? How many of you think it is bad? Both of them, let's come to the podium and discuss that. That is when you start building your involvement with public. Otherwise, you are just with these 4 people, your friends, and moving around. No point. Yeah.
So, in the backup is
Yeah, see, there's nothing like good or bad. If you feel you should have a backup, I would even recommend to have a backup. Like you are an engineer, now you get a job, and then you prepare for civils. Both can go simultaneously, no problem. You can WhatsApp and watch Netflix, no problem. Somebody very bad has told that you have to sit in one corner. I had a friend, UPSC, you should be very aware of this. Some people have some formulas. I had a friend who used to buy 3 books. One book, 3 copies. Okay? 1 copy he used to underline. 1 copy is for reading. Another copy he used to tear and stick on all the walls. If you go to his room, you have seen this movie Gajini, no? Like Gajini formula. Don't go. So, what I'm trying to say is, everything is possible simultaneously. You feel like working, your family situation is that you have to work, please work. You don't like that job at all, leave it. Study. Okay? You can also. I never left a job. I always had a job. Because job gave me that window to the world. Every day I saw a new person. Every day I had a new experience. Every day I used to come back and understand what people are going through. Because my parents never let me into any difficulty. Now my father, when I go to a terrace, he will send somebody behind. Your father also does it. I have to check whether you are safely standing or not. So how will you know the world like that? You can't know the world like that. This is your first introduction to the world, this college. Now expose yourself to much more, to the bigger India, bigger people. You will love it. And and it'll be a great experience. No? Yeah.
Sir, why you resigned for your job?
Acha, how many of you that know that I resigned? Okay. Okay. So after asking my name, that is the second most popular question: why you resigned? Obviously. Okay. So I had gone towards something. I have achieved it. I have stayed there. I have worked there. From there, I have taken another route. I want to get more involved in public life. I want to move more, and I thought, the current situation demands some other role from my side. So I came out. So that goes to prove my theory that nothing is, this is the only way. Okay, there are many ways to do things, but then you have to ask yourself every time, where am I? Who am I? Is this what I want to do? This question should start coming into you, and then you will find the answer. Kind of philosophical answer, but don't worry. Yeah.
Sir, firstly, I want to ask about the perks in civil services, and then I just want you to tell us about the good career in civil services, and if you are continuously pursuing it, where we will end up landing.
Okay, the perks, in fact, no. See, there is a salary package, which is a good package, very good package, not bad package. Okay, but when you compare it with your software friends, it may not be sounding very good. Okay, it's there. But what comes with the package is never counted, but it has to be counted. Like for example, in Mangalore, how many of you seen the DC bungalow? Yeah? You seen it? Yeah. It's in 11 acres. Palatial. Once you get into the profession, I don't think you don't have to worry about it. Someone is there with you for everything. Because you work for the people. Government will give you whatever is required. Be it travel, be it staying place, be it I can't. If you want to summarize everything in monetary terms, what your friend in software must be getting will be at least 20 times lesser than what you get in service. If you bring it everything into monetary terms. Okay? So the package, the remuneration is extremely okay. But then what cash you get in hand, that's not the only thing that comes with it. Many things come with it. So that is one thing. And then what was the second part? That if you continuously be like this, where you will.
Sir, like we know Dr. S. Jaishankar as a civil servant.
Yeah.
So is that the highest epitome one can reach there, or there is again still some possibility?
I don't see it that way, but I understand what you're asking. Highest epitome one can reach is to become satisfied with himself. That is the highest epitome. Otherwise, there is no end to anything. Okay, but then a career in a civil service will equip you to do many things. If you would have asked me that if I could have stood and talked with you like this, I would not have, except for the career in civil service. Today, I come out and I go anywhere. There is a value to what I have learned, because every day meeting 100 and 200 people and working with them is not an easy job. That experience actually gives a lot of edge in many other things. You will be best suited to any profession. Now I know many civil servants who have retired and taken a private job, and those private jobs are like much more in pay package and everything. And then politics and everything is still there. Or you can aram say go to your ancestral home and have fun also. Yeah. Yeah.
So how to choose optional for
Okay. See, optional choosing, in my opinion, is a very personal thing. Go through the syllabus and find out where you are comfortable. What is your aptitude? Okay, and stick with it. 1 year it might be scoring low, 1 year it might be scoring high, but you stick with it. But if you feel bored of reading something, don't take that. Whatever you read as an optional should be interesting for you. Like psychology for me. You know, when I was doing psychology that year, 2 years before, it was the least scoring subject. Everybody used to say, change it. In fact, Vijay Kumar and me took psychology. He changed psychology and went into geography. And I stuck with psychology. Because I loved reading. In 2 years, if I had a problem, also I would have stuck with psychology. But you find out what you are good at and what you feel like reading for a long time. Stick with that option. Yeah?
So how can we clear it? Let's say 22 age.
22. You want 22 age only you want to clear? 22 age? Yeah, you can clear with the same formula. It is not, there is no set way. Okay, I'll tell you one very interesting thing. Now, when I said I got the 9th rank, you all clap, right? If I write the prelims again, I'll fail. This is UPSC. Because UPSC is about selecting a character. And failures for no reason of yours and facing it and coming back from it is also a test of character. Every part of this exam is a test of character. See, this exam is for 1 year. You have 3 stages. Okay. First stage will start this March. Last stage will end in next March. Okay. Why this 1 year exam process is kept? You could have easily kept one exam and finished off NIT, what is IIT, JEE kind of thing. Huh? But why it is done is, it is done so that you go through a process. And in that process, many things may not be in your control. You might face failures, you might face success. But are you able to stand it? Is your character good enough to stand it? That is the test. Because this exam will automatically filter out. That's why I am saying it's all about character. The last interview is also a personality test. It's not an interview, it's a personality test. It's to see who you are. Because tomorrow if you are a collector and you are not able to face some failures, then what will happen to the district? Think about it. Okay? So you just have to ask yourself whether you have the character. And if you have the character, start empathizing with the world and preparing from that. Okay? And I am sure Rajkumar Academy is, I get, called by many people, but I stick to this academy because they are people who have this attitude. They are people who don't think this is a business. They want to really help people achieve their goals. And with such an academy, you will always have a very good guide, telling you what is right and what is wrong. So that idea of character and helping others should be the primary thing it drives. And if that is the case, you will get it in 22 only. You have reached that stage. I took a long time.
It will be first attempt at first.
Yeah. It is possible. Now, it's not about clearing this exam. It is about whether you will like it after clearing this exam. In fact, I wanted to tell you the story of my first day, but this is not the occasion. Some other day I'll tell you. But then, what you imagine, what comes in front of you is very different. Yeah.
Role of Chief Secretary and Cabinet Secretary.
Oh, this is like the main question. Role of every secretary is only one thing: to implement government's policies and advise government on everything. It's all the same. Don't worry about all those things. All that should excite you is the position of the collector, DC. That's a great position to be in. Iske baad to everything is seat. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah.
What do you find to be the most toughest part of your job?
Toughest part of your job? In fact, for me, everything is very interesting. Nothing is very tough or anything. People tell about politicians. Oh, politicians will do this to you, do this. Some of them keep telling about me also. Oh, you resigned because of so much of pressure from politicians and all. It's all absolute crap. No politician will pressurize you. Politicians are smart people. They won't come and pressurize somebody who cannot be pressurized. Okay. Somebody once told me in the service there are two type of officers. One is Kudre, horse. One is Katte, donkey. Kudre will be kept in the stable. Donkey will be kept in the house only. Every day job will be given to the donkey, and they will move with the donkey, come with the donkey. Donkey will think, oh, I am very close to the owner because every day he is giving something to me. Kudre will always be inside without posting, nothing. Will be silently somewhere. But then when the day comes, when an important day comes, the owner only wants the Kudre, doesn't want the donkey. So, donkey, you know how they will treat. They will shout, they will do everything. Then you decide whether you want to be a Kudre or Katte. If you want to be a Kudre, you can be. If you want to be a Katte, that also is possible. But politics, pressure and all, everything is dependent on how you are. If you are good, and if a politician knows this officer everybody likes, people also like him, they will never come and scratch your back. They will never do anything to you. In fact, they will want you sometimes to do some work. Okay? Like Chitradurga. I was CEO of Shimoga. Chitradurga election was going on and there was a problem with the deputy commissioner. Immediately on a single day, I was not ready to become a collector. I was very young, just 3 years into service. I was picked up from Shimoga and posted as collector. So, so this is all there, but there's nothing tough as such. But from a very common perspective, yes, managing time, so much of requirement, people will come, they will keep asking you many things, they will be depending on you many things. Sometimes managing everything might be a problem, but otherwise, that is not, for the kick you get, nothing. Yeah? Somebody? Yeah? Same exam. UPSC exam caters to around 27 services, 27 or 28 services. That services includes IFS, IRS, IAS, IPS. All these positions, there is only one exam. And depending on what rank you get and what is your preference, you will get into the service. You can't change the cadre once you get into it. Cadre is allocated after by giving you a preference. You will give a preference. And if you get the rank, you will get the preference. If you don't get the rank, you will not get the preference. Your cadre will be allocated. And once the cadre is allocated, you will be that cadre, but you will be able to work in your home cadre also for 5 years. Then 5 years abroad, 5 years in Delhi. It's very versatile. You can always work in many places. You get bored of Karnataka, you can go to Delhi. You get bored of Delhi, Delhi is too cold, you can go to Stockholm. Then if you feel bored of Stockholm, you can come back to your Karnataka. Very possible. So anyway, I think Rajkumar Academy is there. They will give the details of the entire exam. But what I wanted you to capture today from this session is this: that if anybody wants a good career in life, something which will be respectful, something which will be helpful for people, something you will enjoy for life, this is the profession in India, in my opinion. Okay, and then don't think that I am not very good at academics. Will I go there? If I can go there, you can certainly go. Yeah? So that is the second point that I want you to take. The third point is, don't think it is black or white. Sir, now engineering ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು how can we go there? No, everything can be done together. And whether you clear this exam or not, trust me, you will become a better individual, and you will have better qualities by just preparing for this exam. And this is the best investment that you can make for yourself. Yeah.
So in service, most of the government service send the post and join other parties.
Not most, very rarely.
For example, Annamalai.
Yeah.
Ex-IPS.
Yeah.
Now you are ex-IPS also.
Okay. To give a perspective, okay, only
10 years service they will resign and join to the parties or something.
to give a perspective, only 4 of us resign. Okay. One was
Master, ladies, repeat.
including him 5. Okay. He's ADGP. He's almost retired. The young people who resigned were only 4. One was Annamalai, one was me, one was Kannan Gopinathan, and there is one more person in only 4 of us resigned. We resigned for various reasons. Okay, it was not to get a career in politics. Everybody has their own reason. So that is not a trend. Civil servants don't resign that easily. It is only 4 people out of so many civil servants, and that's because of certain political reasons, and certainly not for a career. Yeah.
Sir, what was your strategy back then?
I used to be very involved in my preparation. I don't do anything just for the sake of it. If I do something, I'm involved in that. I try to understand the background of it. I try to, like for example, if you want to know about Sardar Patel, you can just know as Sardar Patel is Iron Man of India, or you can really find out who he is, how many children he had, where did he live, how was he at home. This is a kind of active learning. We call it active learning. In Rajkumar Academy, we actually train people in active learning. How do you actively learn about certain things? Not passive receiver, but a researcher kind of thing. That is the strategy which will help you in UPSC. And you also have to know what is important and what is not important by the relevance of the subject. Okay. So instead of listing out the books, you list out issues that you want to track. And you do your own research on that and do your own analysis on that. This is the only space I think in Karnataka who are providing that training of going into something and finding out things for yourself. And more UPSC is moving towards that. Today, traditionally, we are not able to score well because our education system is not tuned towards that. We are more towards rote learning and books and notes and things like that. But UPSC is more towards researching, understanding. But it is very interesting and very fun if you do it. Yeah. We finish?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all the best.